Well, I know you guys went to Second City.
Yeah,
so what's something
he didn't, 'cause he's an idiot.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't, because I'm professional, and I like to be on point the next day.
What a jerk. I went.
What's something that cracked you up there last night?
They blew me away. I had done a little bit of ground leads work in LA when I was younger, and they're amazing. But they did stuff last night I'd never seen before. Like, they did an entire skit in the dark, and just used these two headlamps, these two actors used headlamps, as if they were in a caved-in mine shaft, and it was brilliant. I'd never seen anything like that. And musically, they're all really talented. Yeah, I was blown away.
How difficult has it been traveling when each of you have such different perspectives, Max being so professional and Jake being so amateur, obviously?
I spend a lot of my time trying to drag him up to my level.
A lot more fun, he sits in his room and tries to expand his brain by
education.
It's a big deal. Sitting in the bathtub watching television, crying to Billy Elliot. How British.
Okay, yesterday I had a day where I found myself in the bath twice. That's
why I didn't go to Second
nice
City, because it was the second bath.
They're lovely baths.
I mean, it's why his skin looks so good.
And I watched Billy Elliot, which is a film I haven't seen since I was a kid. I was crying like a baby, because that film, father-son relationship.
I mean, in a while, I was out eating deep dish pizzas, seeing Second City, and taking in the city, expanding myself.
I did a bit of that too,
way.
but just punctuated
At
with
Burberry.
baths. I didn't.
I'm glad people will really be able to separate out British and American stereotypes and know that those are not true at all.
No, we're pansies, basically. The moral of the story is...
Bad taking.
The skin is so soft.
Something that I thought was interesting about this movie is this question of, like, how many people do you think in this setting would say, so aliens can end violence and hunger and save the environment? Awesome, bring it on. Humanity is struggling.
Yeah,
This is really interesting.
The price tag of losing your soul and mind, fairly hefty.
Oddly enough, I took a bath last night too before bed.
See?
And we have televisions in the mirrors, and I was watching a science fiction or a science show on some History Channel or whatever, and they talked about this sort of theory that, well, if aliens were able to come to us, they must be so advanced that they have either evolved past war, otherwise they would have destroyed themselves, or they never even considered the concept
I
of
spoke
war.
about that the other day.
Really?
Yeah, in an interview. Glad you were paying attention. But yeah, you think if they can come this far, if they've conquered the space travel, the intergalactic, light speed travel thing, they must be able to destroy themselves. So the fact they haven't, the fact they've come that far, they must be peaceful.
Well, do you think a lot of people would be kind of in favor of it, just looking at how many problems we have now and saying, well, let's give it a shot?
Well, but the rub is, once they sort of invade, we disappear, so we won't even be here for it. We're essentially killed in a very peaceful manner, but that's it. We're done.
Probably the way to do it would be saying, hang on, let's have a cup of tea, give us some tips, and then go on your merry way.
Maybe if we just have some sort of gigantic bath where we can all kind of soothe ourselves together.
I think the bath is really the clincher in all of this, is if we all bathe together more.
Really? Okay.
We might find ourselves more harmonious.
Maybe.
If you guys romanced a girl and wondered if she had an alien inside, and what gave it away?
One instance, I considered there might be something.
What was she doing that made you
She's
feel
just
that way?
full on mental. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Just personality disorders, behavioural problems, caused me to ask a lot of questions about her sanity.
She's going to be at home pulling strands of hair out of her head while she watches this.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to return to London, Kate.
Or being like, he's talking about me.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a bit too mental. She wouldn't be able to connect the two.
Well, I enjoy this notion of kind of not a love triangle, but a love box. You guys have described it as, which sounds kind of dirty.
It's got connotations.
There's double entendre.
Where can you order a love box online?
I'm sure you can order.
You can get anything online.
I'm sure you could Google love box and a whole slew of stuff would come up.
Which you had to do for research for the part, I assume.
Naturally, yes.
What's the strangest thing you've ordered online recently?
Jesus. The strangest thing I've ordered online recently.
Or seen, not ordered.
I gave my mother a pillow with my face on it for Mother's Day one year.
That's nice.
Yeah. I gave my best friend coasters with my face on it a different year.
He's an egomaniac.
They're not in my house.
He was going to wear a sweater this morning with his face.
But it shrunk in the wash.
Tiny, distorted face.
And what's weird about that?
I think it sends the wrong message.
Midriff doesn't go well. and promoting. Or maybe it does. I don't know. I haven't tried.
What do you stomach? Good crunches.
Thanks.
What do you think a double date would be like between Jared, Ian, Melanie, and Wanda?
I think it would look like a threesome.
Hang on, are they in their own
Foursome.
bodies? Wanda and Melanie, or are they in the same body?
No, they're still in the same body.
God, it'd be a nightmare. It's a minefield of problems.
Unless you're into that sort of thing.
I don't think.
Come on, Max.
I'm open to most things, but there's a line there.
No?
Don't make me think.
Oh. That's what weirded you out about that?
Amongst other things.
Well, I was surprised you guys didn't attempt that solution at one point when you're like, okay, I love her, you love her, they're different, let's just all hang
As long
out.
as we don't make eye contact, we're fine.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the recent story about the three-way that ended in a stabbing?
Doesn't surprise me,
What?
if I'm honest.
Oh, go on.
And it wasn't because of an alien possession.
No.
The two guys one wanted to change positions and the other one was against it.
That's why they stabbed him.
I know. It's ridiculous.
What did he stab him with? Sorry.
See, I just want to let that settle and leave it at that.
It's early in the morning.
Obviously,
Not an
because...
excuse anymore.
Well, how about, Max, you talked about the difficulty of being, I believe, the lone person from England on set. How do you think your accent went, and how do you think, Jake, your English accent would compare to Max's American accent?
Here we go again. Jake, go and do it.
Do what?
Do the thing.
I mean, here's the thing. I have an impeccable Max Irons in person.
And my father's.
Actually, yeah, I'm a bit of a sponge. If I'm around someone, I pick them up, and I don't mean to, I tend to pick it up. He goes, "Hello, I'm Max Irons, I am. You fancy a fag, do you?" It's a cigarette in London. Hey, I'll go take a bath now.
Sounds
So-
almost royal, don't you think?
It's a dynasty. Is that what you said? It was a dynasty?
I didn't know.
It's part of a dynasty.
I did not say that.
So then what's your impression of Jake?
I'm Jake Abel. Oh God.
Bucket boots?
Bucket boots. I don't know what bucket boots are.
It's alright. It's alright.
Not bad.
All right.
I'm sick of it.
I find it interesting that in many visions of the future we have these kind of bland, shiny outfits and a certain similarity from one vision to the next. What do you guys expect? What's something you'd like to be around for that comes around for the future?
Space travel. Yeah. Interstellar space travel, I think, would
And you'd want to do that yourself?
I mean, if it was safe. If it was like flying, absolutely. Buy a ticket, go to another universe.
Where's your first stop?
At the Andromeda Galaxy. I hear it's pretty nice. Real estate's good, and it's in a good place over there. Room to grow. High ceiling.
Max?
Space travel would be nice. I'm quite psyched by Virgin Galactic.
Mm-hmm.
And I also read the Russians, they're doing this thing, they're going to shoot up these giant inflatable golf balls, which have inflatable apartments in them. So you get these little ships up, because you can buy anything in Russia. They fly you up there, and then you live for like a week in this inflatable golf ball, just floating around in space. I'd trust them to them. Doesn't that sound kind of cool? And that's happening like now.
Are they hitting it with a golf club?
No, it's much bigger than that. Yeah, no,
That's the launch sequence? The
Hitting
big
with-
thing swings down and hits it up.
That's how they do it in Russia, yeah.
The right trajectory
It's
out.
cheaper than rockets.
It really is.
Science really is simple when you think about it.
Yeah.
Pure
So,
muscle propulsion
Have you
is
ever
the way
played
to
Angry
go.
Birds?
I haven't actually,
No.
but
Well, play
I'm
it.
the only person.
Play it, and then you'll know science.
So they're going to have a stick in the ground, a giant rubber band, pull it back, and
Go. Yeah. That's how you get there.
Well, you said you want it to be safe.
that sounds good enough for me. If the Russians are doing it, I'd see no hey.
Because, yeah.
As long as they send a dog first and that dog lives, I'm
Yeah.
good to go. Maybe a monkey. Send a monkey up there.
Yeah. I'm against that animal cruelty.
Oh man. Monkeys should deserve to go in space.
Have you seen them? They get strapped in, they can't even move a muscle.
Yeah, that's really sad. I worked in a NASA facility one time, and there's this giant track that leads outside that goes inside. And they used to strap monkeys to them, and then just fucking launch them.
It's really. I mean,
It's pretty horrible.
Seriously.
Just like strap them in and then see how fast they could go. How fast they can.
They don't know what's going on, the poor little guys.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. 70s were a wild time, am I right?
Well, Max, I have to ask. You were probably about like 8 or so, I think, when The Lion King came out. Is that right? What was it like? Did you ever have a moment where you heard your father's voice and like pictured Scar?
No, but what I like is that the people at Disney modelled the way Scar looks on my father. I think he was a little bit offended by that. I think he found that quite tough. I cried when he died.
Really?
Fuck Mufasa.